Hello, my name is Christopher Convery. This is my presentation on how to perform a root retouch application for PIDP 3240. Proper application of a root retouch is an important service to provide in the hairstyling industry. Students that master this service will benefit from high client satisfaction and a continuous stream of income. With this presentation, I will highlight the necessary tools needed, correct procedure, and common mistakes in application of color. Having the necessary tools and products in place is paramount as a professional hairstylist. I typically borrow the French phrase mise en place from the culinary world. It means everything in its place. Being prepared prior to service will make everything run smoothly. The client should be draped properly prior to application. This means protecting their clothing and skin. A thin plastic covering should be tucked in between the client's skin and clothing. This is followed by a towel draped around their neck, and then the towel is then covered by a chemical cape. The hair is then divided into 4 equal quadrants. First, divide the hair from the middle of the forehead down to the nape of the neck. Next, starting behind one ear, subdivide the hair across the apex to the opposite ear. Remember, the cleaner the sections, the cleaner the application. Next, you will want to apply a barrier cream along the entire hairline, the tops of the ears, and neckline. Be sure to apply the cream only to the skin to ensure proper coverage of the color. Place gloves on own hands prior to the next step. It is now time to mix your client's color according to the manufacturer's directions. As permanent color oxidizes once mixed and will lose potency over time, it is not recommended to proceed with this step until all prior tasks have been completed. Start in the back left quadrant. Begin by loading the color brush with an even amount of product. Outline the perimeter of the quadrant first. Ensure application is to the regrowth area only. Starting at the top of the quadrant, take horizontal slices and apply the color to the regrowth only. Each parting should be 1/4 inch in width. Apply color to the top and bottom of each parting. Work downward from the crown to the nape. As each parting is completed, lay the hair up and over. This technique ensures the stylist will be able to see the area being worked on clearly. You should subdivide partings in the widest area of the head for better control. Be careful not to overlap product onto previously colored hair. Depending on formulation, this can result in banding. Over time, this can make the midshaft and ends of the hair appear muddy or oversaturated with color. Once the quadrant is completed, position the partings back into natural fall. Be sure not to press down on the partings onto one another. In order for the color to process properly, it needs to aerate or breathe. Continue on to the back right quadrant. Start with the outline of the section, then proceed again with horizontal partings beginning at the crown, working down to the nape. Note how the brush is not slathered in product. Having controlled amounts of product on the brush ensures a clean application. After completing the 2 back quadrants of the hair, move on to the front sections. If the client states their front hairline has stubborn grays, you may want to apply the product there first. Typical areas of concern are the temples and the area in front and around the ears. Be careful when applying along the hairline as not to stain the skin. Once the hairline has been completed, begin outlining the first of the two front quadrants. Be sure to saturate the point where the quadrants meet at the apex of the head. The last thing you would want is for that spot to be missed at the top of the head. Start at the top of either front quadrant. Use diagonal partings, 1/4 inch in width, to apply the product. Lay completed partings up and over each other until the quadrant is finished. Place partings back into natural fall to promote aeration. Complete the last quadrant. Be sure to place partings back into natural fall. As this is being done, it is good practice to see that you have not missed any hair. Make sure to use a color stain remover and a cotton ball to clean any skin by the hairline. A common mistake after completion of a retouch application is to comb the product through the mid-shaft and ends. This will result in oversaturation and darkening of the previously colored areas. Use a semi-permanent gloss if the mid-shaft and ends need a refresh. Processing time will be dependent on the manufacturer's specifications. The general rule of thumb is 30 minutes. Application time should be quick and effective. Half an hour would be the maximum time allowed. The reason for this is that the color product can fully oxidize after 1 hour, leaving its depositing strength weakened. Once the processing time is finished, shampoo the hair twice, then condition. A trick of the trade is to help remove the color from the hairline is to first wet the hair slightly, then massage the hair along the hairline in a circular motion. If staining is still prevalent, remove with a color stain remover and a cotton ball. To complete the service, apply the appropriate styling products and blow dry and finish the style. Remember to inform your client of all the products used in their hair at the time that they are used. This is an effective way to promote the sales of at-home care products. Thank you for listening to my Pecha Kucha, and these are my references used.